This whole debacle in Russia just irritates the shit out of me. Ukraine, sorry. Ugh, God. So much shit being flung around from both sides, the mass majority of the bad shit coming from us, the Americans. I watched in a speech from President Obama talking about this. So long as the Russians do not do anything to invade their sovereignty or something of that nature. Really. Because, well, the Russians have, through international law, reasons that they can legally invade. They're in a certain section of that area. Through force of treaty. So, the places where the Russians are now, yeah, they're allowed to be there. More than allowed. But every single time I listen to this shit being brought up in the news, it always sounds like this. The Americans are trying to start World War III. And guess who's Germany? It's another world war. History repeats itself. But guess what? Obama's now Hitler. We have no rights to be there. Does anybody remember some words from George Washington, our first president? No foreign entanglements. Does anybody remember that? In other words, not getting involved in other people's shit. If we want to respect their sovereignty, we don't get involved. But no, all I ever hear is this, we need to go to war with them type shit. Not in those words, but implying that Russia's this big evil empire that needs to be taken down. No. No, 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 no. If Russia was anywhere near as evil as a lot of people in the news have been trying to make them off as, we would have gone to war with them a long time ago, and I probably would have been in support of it. But guess what? No. The United States has been doing this to Russia for a while. They've been taking up old Soviet bloc nations and isolating them from the rest of the world. And now it's pretty much just Russia now. Russia and that small bit of the Ukraine. Now some people say, oh, Ukraine, they want to go to the EU. Some people say Ukraine, they want to go to Russia for their economic sphere. That's something for the Ukrainian people to decide, not for the fucking news agencies who want to bring out their biased bullshit. Which is why we shouldn't have any involvement in this at all. No foreign entanglements. None. We shouldn't be over there. We shouldn't be preparing to go over there. Like, as the news guys have been implying that we need to do. A bunch of fat fucking bastards in Congress who never fought a day in their life. Couldn't fight their way out of a wet paper bag. And they want to tell us to go to war? I've never been to war. I know I have no right to say we should go to war, because I've never fought in war. But every one of these fuckers in Congress who wants us to go to war and do something in Ukraine to protect their sovereignty, when we put up a fascist fuckwad as the leader and dismantled the original form of government they got there, well, ousted the original leader. The duly elected guy. You really want to talk about sovereignty? You really want to talk about sovereignty and freedom? When we gone over to Afghanistan and Iraq, saying that we're going to those wars to fight for the American way of life and our freedoms, and when they bring up legislation like the National Defense Authorization Act, the Patriot Act, the John Warner Defense Act, yeah, I bet many of you never even heard of that. Among Bush's wonderful executive orders. Oh, but Bush isn't in office anymore. Yeah, well, guess what? Obama's been continuing pretty much what we would have expected Bush to do. If Obama's ousted from office, I could see Biden doing the same thing. If we had elections, I could see the next guy doing the same thing. We have no freedom anymore. And they want to take us to war as a distraction from the bullshit that's happening here in America right now. They want to take us to war. And you know what? I'm not going to stand for that. I'm not. Because unlike these fuckers in Congress who want to scream, go to war, go to war, go to war, I'm a true American. And I don't believe we have any reason to be there. At all. Canada just pulled out their ambassador, for Christ's sake. Ugh. Going to war with Russia is about as smart as sticking your dick in a toaster. They're not the same raghead Taliban that we've been fighting in Afghanistan and Iraq. We go to war with Russia, things are not going to be fun. Because I'm pretty sure that the Taliban was child's play compared to the Russians. And when you come home, your brother comes home from leave and you hear him sobbing the one night that he has alone with no women over the shit he's seen. When you have a friend who lived with you for a while get fucked over by the US government because he got shot in the arm, and they give him absolutely no mental health at all, no mental health benefits of any sort. They don't help him out with his shit. He has PTSD, and he goes crazy and shoots his best friend's dad over a drug deal, among other shit. Because he really is just off the chain because the government refused to help him. You tell me. I don't want another war. I'm pissed off for how the government's taking care of the soldiers that we got that are fucked up. You really think they're going to continue when they've already taken away your benefits? I dare a single one of you to call me a fucking traitor when I'm speaking out for what needs to be spoken. We don't need to go to war. I'm done ranting and rambling. If you agree with me, share this video, send it to everyone you know. Because this bullshit has gone on for way too long. We don't need to be poking our dicks into every international incident that comes about. Only reason why we didn't start World War III last year is because we were afraid of the Russians getting involved. In Syria. We haven't had an event like that since the Cuban Missile Crisis, when Russian American ships were so close they could wave to each other. Have a nice day. I still want to know what you think about this situation. Because I think it's bullshit that they're trying to imply that maybe we should go to war and that Russia's this big evil empire. Yeah, Putin's a bit of a douchebag. But for the most part, he actually cares about Russia. Just like we should care about America. Have a nice day.